Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Honorable members, and to all Fijians present in the gallery and those watching across the nation via live stream. Thank you for your time and for granting me the opportunity to deliver this message of national importance. Mr. Speaker, aviation safety is not just a technical requirement, it is a matter of trust, of lives, and of Fiji's standing in the global community. It is the principle that underpins every decision we make and the foundation upon which our tourism economy and international credibility rest. Safety is neither optional nor negotiable. It is the rule that governs our aviation system and protects every passenger, every crew member, and every aspiring student in this vital sector. Mr. Speaker, recent events involving an air service operator, aviation training, and maintenance provider require clarity. Its Aircraft Maintenance Organization Certificate, or known as AMO, expired on 22 November 2025, following a regulatory assessment that identified repeated and serious non-compliances. The Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji, or CAF, has given many opportunities to this operator to make things right, but they have not responded in kind. Despite 2 limited 3-month renewals granted to allow to reduce significant audit findings, recent audits in October and November 2025 identified deliberate and repeated non-compliance with CAF written restrictions and ANR 145C requirements, including the conduct of line maintenance and the use of unauthorized personnel to certify maintenance on training aircraft. We have submitted a corrective action plan, but when assessed by CAF has been found to be inadequate to restore confidence in the organization's safety and quality systems. CAF has therefore decided that the AMO certificate will not be renewed. This decision was made by the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji under its statutory mandate, free from external influence, grounded in evidence, procedure, and duty. We acknowledge the operational disruptions this has caused. Students will experience delays, training schedules will shift, and families feel the impact. These realities are not dismissed, yet no disruption outweighs the obligation to protect lives. No timeline supersedes safety. CAF has confirmed it will review any corrective action plan submitted. Future certification will depend solely on demonstrated compliance, nothing more, nothing less. Mr. Speaker, Fiji's aviation system is vast and intricate. It encompasses domestic and international airlines, airports, helicopter operators, private aerodromes, security providers, meteorology, engineering, ground handling, catering, and cargo. In total, 175 organizational oversight areas are monitored, involving hundreds of licensed professionals, nearly 500 aviation security screeners, and numerous ground safety teams. Each entity operates under established standards, requiring continuous inspections and engagement. This scale, Honorable Speaker, underscores that the Civil Aviation Authority does not regulate a single operator. It oversees an entire ecosystem that sustains national connectivity, tourism, trade, and emergency response. The regulator's workload is constant and demanding. It must balance competing pressures while upholding fairness and compliance. Its independence is not negotiable if Fiji is to maintain credibility with international partners. Put very simply, Mr. Speaker, sir, the workload at CAF is very heavy and compounded by the difficulties with this operator, where the CAF people have spent inordinate amount of time in addressing issues with this operation. In spite of the heavy workload, CAF has gone the extra mile and beyond for this operator, contrary to what some people are saying. I personally, Honorable Speaker, intervened. I called them together in Nandi in May, and by my side I had one of the head of the aviation academies in Nandi to advise me. On one side was the operator, and on my side, on the other side was CAF. The operator had at his head a very experienced, a very highly qualified aviation person who used to be a jumbo pilot with Air Pacific. On the side of CAF, equally, was a former jumbo pilot of Fiji Airways. They're both people of integrity in aviation. We thrashed out the issues, and we agreed on the way forward. And I came away confident that we had resolved the matter, that the flying school would be back in operation within a month. I checked back later, Honorable Speaker. The operator has dragged his feet and effectively reneged on what we had agreed on. That said, Honorable Speaker, we will continue to engage. And I hate to say this, Honorable Speaker, the people of the CAF are quite weary of this operator. And they will be putting it mildly. But as I said, I continue to urge them to engage. Mr. Speaker, within CAF, there is the fit and proper person framework, which adds another layer of accountability. It assesses integrity, character, judgment, knowledge, and behavior. It reviews compliance history, professional relationships, medical fitness, and any convictions related to transport safety. It identifies traits that pose risks, such as impulsiveness, disregard for rules, or arrogance when confronted with safety protocols. These evaluations are conducted with fairness and natural justice, protecting both the public and the reputation of Fiji's aviation graduates. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, sir, the most senior people with this operator have been cited for willful non-compliance, failure of governance, a cavalier attitude towards regulatory obligations, and a systemic culture of disregard condoned within the organization. Effectively, the senior people are no longer deemed to be fit and proper within civil aviation. Mr. Speaker, Fiji's aviation framework aligns with the standards and recommended practices of the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. As a contracting state to the Chicago Convention, Fiji is obligated to fully implement the provisions of the Convention and the standards and recommended practices or SHARPs adopted by ICAO. These obligations include establishing and maintaining uniform safety, security and air navigation regulations aligned with international requirements to ensure the safe, orderly, and efficient development of global civil aviation. Let me stress this, Mr. Speaker, sir. Fiji, as a state, is obligated to provide safe skies, safe and secure skies, as per our contract with ICAO. Compliance with this obligation is not optional. It is a core responsibility of all ICAO member states, and it's fundamental to safeguarding the integrity, credibility, and international acceptance of Fiji's aviation systems. In fulfilling these obligations, Fiji's aviation laws and regulatory framework have been established in accordance with ICAO's standards and recommended practices and are subject to ICAO's Universal Safety Audit Program, which evaluates every state against 8 critical elements of an effective safety oversight system. These critical elements include primary aviation legislation, specific operating regulations, a civil aviation system, including a safety oversight function, technical personnel qualification and training, procedures and technical guidance, licensing and certification obligations, surveillance obligations, and resolutions of safety concerns. Fiji was audited in 2019, and following further ICAO assessments, now holds an effective implementation score of 76.25%. This score, Honorable Speaker, places Fiji above the global average and the Asia-Pacific average. So CAF Fiji is proud of its position within ICAO. Since then, ICAO has continued through its Universal Safety Oversight Audit Program with its continuous monitoring approach. Under this framework, ICAO continuously monitors Fiji performance through protocol questions, risk-based assessments, and follow-up validation activities, ensuring that Fiji maintains and strengthens compliance with ICAO standards and recommended practices. To support this ongoing oversight, CAF established a dedicated standards and compliance department, which serves as Fiji's national continuous monitoring coordinator to ICAO. This ensures that the state remains actively engaged with ICAO's monitoring requirements, including updates to protocol questions, corrective action plans, and safety oversight documentation. While ICAO's post-2019 activity has been focused on continuous monitoring, Fiji has continued to demonstrate strong regulatory performance. The strong performance was formally recognized when Fiji received the ICAO Council President Certificate in 2022, acknowledging an improvement of more than 15% and confirmation that Fiji has no significant safety concerns. These outcomes reinforce our continued commitment to meeting our international obligations as an ICAO member state. In addition, ICAO conducted a Universal Security Audit Program in 2023, which concluded with no significant security concerns, reinforcing Fiji's commitment to maintaining aviation systems that meet international standards. Mr. Speaker, students enrolled in flying and aviation remain a priority. Their education must continue in safe, compliant environments. Their future depends on training that meets the highest global standards. Government will support practical interdisciplinary solutions to minimize disruption. Training will proceed under institutions that meet regulatory requirements. The sector will not abandon the students. Fiji needs them. Our industry needs them. Our future pilots must learn within a system that upholds international norms. Mr. Speaker, aviation is an unforgiving domain. There's no margin for error. Safety cannot be compromised because aircraft demand precision, infrastructure demands vigilance, and the global community demands regulatory integrity. In this industry, shortcuts cost lives, and standards are the only currency of trust. The government will defend CAF's independence, uphold the integrity of international commitments, and protect the safety of passengers, crew, and students. This is our duty to Fiji. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.